Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups. We're the Biz Chicks, and we're here for coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. Come on in, join in. We'd really love to have you be a part. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I am well. How are you? And how
All is well.
good?
All is well.
Hello, everybody watching live on the replay. And we're going to be doing more to get this out to you because, we're going to do what we're talking about today. Slow down and shift.
Yeah.
That is what we're talking about today. Things have changed. Things have changed and things are not like they used to be. There's construction all over the internet highway.
That's one way to put it. I love it.
There's stuff happening. Hey, Cecilia, there is stuff happening all over the internet highway. And if we don't slow down, we might miss the shift. And I was riding on the road here on I-5. They're doing a major work, and it tells you to slow down. The light is flashing, talking about slow down. Slow down. Why? Because they shifted the lanes that were coming up. And it was narrower than what you had before. And so they shifted all of the lanes. And if you didn't slow down, you would miss the shift.
And you wouldn't notice that there's been a change.
You miss the shift and you could cause an accident.
Ooh. Okay.
Because the road was like this, and then they did like this to go around some stuff. So you need to slow down so you don't miss the shift. The lanes were changed. The lines were no longer where they were. You can see where they dug up the white lines and made some new lines, and then there's a solid line. They tell you can't cross that line. But if you were going too fast, you wouldn't have noticed that. You would have just kept right on driving, thinking everything was the same way that it was. And then you're going to cause a crash, or you'll be in a crash or something. So that is what's happening now. 2020 said, look, slow down. There's a shift in your businesses, in your home life. There's a shift that happened, and you have to be aware of it. You can't just go barreling through like everything
is the same.
Right.
And I think a lot of people really have tried to operate their life as though there has been no disruption, or that the disruption is so minimal, or they assume that everybody's able to navigate it, therefore I can navigate it, when in fact we're all handling this thing differently. And some people are just perpetrating. They're really not handling it well. You know what I'm saying? But you only see them when they're up and smiling. And, it reminds me so much of when you ask your friend how they're doing, and the next time you see them, they're homeless and divorced. And when you saw them, 2 weeks ago, they were like, oh, everything's fine. Oh, come on, people. If you need help, ask for help. Take some and put time to seek help on your schedule. Because a lot of things have invaded your schedule during this time. Who knew that we were going to be doing distance learning with our children while trying to juggle our home offices, and those people who never worked from home are trying to acclimate at the same time as they've got children running around, unemployed spouses. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
You said that, working from home and homeschooling. all going on at the
All
same
at the
time.
same time.
And if you have to slow down and to change up because you have to get a new routine. You everything was off now, and it's okay that it changed. See, if you fight the change, it's going to be harder.
And then access to you during when normally you would be off-site at work. But now your kid could come in and say, Mom, I don't know what the teacher's saying in the middle of your Zoom conference.
And oh my gosh, having to have internet that is actually working. You can't have that $10 a month internet system again.
You
Stuff is crashing.
So you may have to upgrade.
I'm just saying.
And I was sharing this out to my Facebook page. So guys, if you see me looking down, that's what's going on.
That's what we're doing too. See, we've made the shift. Facebook shifted. Now we have to shift. And this is you and it means like slowing down and finding out what the new way of doing things are. If that's correct English, how to do things now. You understand what I mean? Now that things have shifted, how are you gonna work that? What are you gonna do? What does that look like now? You can't just go in there and pop in there and do your show and not tell nobody because they did it for you. That is not happening anymore. So now we have to go in and we have to scroll down, find the pages that we're looking for, and send out a reminder. So that's what we do. How are you making the shift? Cecilia and the other 3 or 4 people that are watching, how are you making the shift? What are you doing to make that shift
different?
Right.
Is that the question we want to ask?
What are you doing now that you made the shift? You know, what happened that you had to shift? And maybe if your camera ready, we might be able to get you in, you know.
I did notice that one of our biz chicks, Lakeisha, she actually had a live event yesterday where people could come by. It was outside and in her yard or her garden or whatever. And people were actually able to come by, make purchases, see product, experience some demonstrations. She had some food testing going on, just a lot of different things to lighten our, what would you call it? Lighten the novelty of this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Because many of us are looking forward to being able to interact live.
Right.
So the fact that she could have this event, a live excuse me.
Yeah, so her live event brought other people to her. It was a different way of doing things because she may not be able to do things like she used to. Hey, Yolanda. And okay, so I'm going to give you all a tip here because this is what we were talking about because we were talking about making this shift. On Facebook, they are talking about, so here's your tip for the week, and because BizChicks is we're doing some shifting of our own. Getting your viewers to enable live video notifications helps ensure that they get notified each time you go live. Depending on their settings, they may also receive a push notification to their phone. The title you enter for your live broadcast will also be used in the notifications that go out to your fans. So be sure to clearly present what you'll be doing or talking about in your live video. So we're going to invite you all to push the bell on Facebook so you know when we go live.
It's sort of like the subscribe button on YouTube.
Well, see, you can subscribe on YouTube, but if you don't hit the bell, you won't get a notification.
Gotcha.
So all of you who are doing live shows, here's your tip for the week. invite your viewers, your fans, your followers to click the bell so that they know when you're live. And you're gonna might have to go in and do like I did today and tell everybody that we're live.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's on us to let people know what's going on. So that was one of the things that we had to do. I had to slow down. Okay, calm down, friend. It ain't working the same way. Slow down. What is the new way? Cecilia says, watching and learning and changing, trying to improve my thinking's way of life, constant shift. Yes, I get notified every time you go live. Thank you.
Oh, thank goodness.
The notification is on. So that's a good thing to know. I'm going to finish reading this. If a viewer is following you but has not enabled the live video notifications yet, they may get notifications when you go live, but this depends on many factors, including the number of other pages this viewer follows, how many friends they have, how they've previously engaged with your content, and how their notification preferences are set. This is good things to know, because when you are out setting up your stuff, maybe you want to do a demo for makeup and you don't want just 0 followers, you need to know how to tell somebody what's going on. And the last little piece, if a viewer is following you and they have enabled live video notifications, they will get notifications every time you go live, which lets them tune into your broadcast quickly. This is what you want to encourage, to drive tune in for your live broadcast. To subscribe, viewers must click the bell icon on your live video. So right now, there should be something on our live video, and we're going to ask you to click the bell.
Okay.
Okay. At the beginning, to subscribe, viewers must click the bell icon on your live video at the beginning, and once or twice throughout your live broadcast. You should encourage your viewers to click the bell icon to subscribe to your live video posts.
Okay.
When a viewer is subscribed, the bell icon will be filled in.
Oh, okay.
If your viewers are watching on desktop, they will need to make sure they are viewing in full screen to click the bell icon. So the reason why I'm reading through this is because Facebook made changes.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And we were like, okay, where's the furniture now? We're running and hitting our Cecilia, I think because you already get ours, you might not see the bell. Let's see. They said that let me ask this question. Are you on a desktop, Cecilia, or are you on a mobile device? That makes a difference. Because if you're on the mobile device, it's probably, let me look at this, make sure my volume is turned down on here. Okay, good. Oh, I see the bell icon. Let me see if I could go like that. There's a bell. You see the bell, Terry?
I'm not sure where my eyes
next to it says following.
Oh, okay. There's a bell
and then following, but there's a bell. So let me tap the bell.
Did you see that, Cecilia, on her phone?
I'm going to put it back up there again. I think my bell is in there. Let me see. Oh, am I at? I'm wondering if I'm at. Oh, I'm like
yes,
I have to be.
They are always making changes, and life is full of changes.
That's what we're talking about. Slow down and make the shift. Figure out what the new thing is and work it. So today we are looking at Facebook, and you can follow if you're live. There is a bell.
Yes, and Yolanda says it's usually a notification across the bottom by comments.
Right. So there is a bell. I can't
tell. Yeah.
the bell
Yeah.
over there that says following, and
Yeah.
then there's a bell next to it. If you tap that bell, you will be notified every time someone goes live, not just on our program, anybody's program.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a new thing that we had to do to make a shift. I was like, okay.
Well, this is special because when I look for the bell during the comments,
it's not in the comments. It would be when you tap on okay, so you see the comments going up here. Let me see if I can demonstrate again. You see the comments? If I tap on here.
Or on the actual program.
Right, the bell shows up right below the program under following, and let me move closer still. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it on yours.
Okay, so what I did was, if I'm on comments, let me change back to comments. Yeah, so it popped up when I tapped on the, I saw the comments at first. See, there's nothing here but comments right now.
Yeah,
So when I tap actually here, then, okay, now it's not going, I tapped it and then
it took a minute, huh? Okay.
Right, and then the bell popped up.
I see. And the profile picture.
Yes, Cecilia put it down here. She said I had to press on your screen. I must have done that before because I want to follow. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that's why she's getting notifications. So Facebook made shifts. They are always making shifts. So what we're going to try to do is make sure we know what that shift is to let you know what button to push, where the button move to. And then you can always get that on Tuesdays with TJ and Terry. They are always talking about social media and digital marketing. And on Friday, we talk tech. And Terry and TJ, when they do their report on social media this week, you'll know what buttons to push where, what Instagram is doing, what TikTok is doing, what all of the rest of the social platforms are doing, because people are making shifts too. One big shift that happened is that Apple upped their game on privacy. And everybody had to make a shift. I'm talking internet providers, all of the platforms, everybody made shifts when Apple upgraded to iOS 14. You now need to give them permission. Every platform has to get your permission to do anything. That happened when I was going to put a photo up, and they said, do you want to allow Facebook to have access to selected photos or all your photos? I was like, well, they don't need access to all my photos. So I just gave them access to 2 that I was going to put up. When I went back to put in some more photos, the only options I had was the 2 that I gave them permission for, which means I needed to give Facebook access to my photo library. Now, then they're not going to go in and start just doing stuff. But when they want to post a photo that you have in your photos, you need to give them access so that they can get the photo that you selected and post it. I was like, oh, okay.
So then what did you have to do to use additional photos?
I had to go back to, I had to change my privacy setting with Apple. I had to go into my phone on Apple, go into
your app.
No, go into my phone on Apple, go into settings.
Yes.
And go to photos. And then find Facebook and give them permission to have access to all the photos instead of just selected photos.
Okay. Now, Cecilia says this. She says, tell everybody to press the follow button so that they can get notified every time.
Thank you, Cecilia. Slow down and shift. Yeah. So that is what we're talking about today. We talked about there's shifting going on with work from home and homeschool. There's what is this called? The information highway,
Yes,
internet highway. The internet highway got construction going on everywhere.
And it's got kids driving.
Stuff
the kids the keys to the car, but they're student drivers. So now you have to learn how to work and be a driving instructor. I don't think we ever looked at it that way.
No, because the internet highway is doing a lot. They had to shift. They had to up their bandwidth so that people could get on. That's another shift you have to make. We talked about it a few minutes back. If you were on that $10 a month plan, you're probably not going to be able to do well on Zoom. You want to know why you keep falling, your signal keep dropping and
buffering, and why you can't have more than 2 people on there at a time. I know when my grandkids come over, they're all on devices. Sometimes I'm actually streaming for a customer. So I needed to work, okay, while they're in there doing their homework or talking to the teacher or whatever it is they're doing. We all needed to work, because if they have an interruption, I'm going to be interrupted, and I can't.
And that meant that you're going to have to spring for the higher plan. And then the other thing that you want to do too is if you got to do a lot of stuff on Zoom, a lot of things that you need to do online, Wi-Fi might not be the best thing. You might need to plug directly into the router.
Use an Ether cord to just go
from your computer directly to the router.
I call it a blood injection. You know, you have a blood transfusion.
IV. You're going straight to the vein.
Straight to the vein.
Because from the router to your computer, there is less interference. The Wi-Fi is going over the air, and like today is a very windy day in Sacramento. That could have an effect on the towers and some other stuff. Now you're not responsible for your internet service provider, but you want to minimize any interruptions from your end by getting really good internet connectivity and using the Ethernet cord whenever you can. I was thinking about that today. I might need to make a shift and figure out how to move that cord from the kitchen where my router is to where I am in my office. Do I need to drill a hole? Can I run a wire and come through a different way to get to my computer so that I have a more consistent internet signal? I'm like, okay, that's something I have to slow down, think about, because of this shift. I need to be online. Now, before I could have got away with my internet being kind of like, okay.
Hit and miss, or using your
hotspot.
Yeah, on your phone every now and then.
Yeah, that ain't working as much because the things that we need to access are at a higher clip than what the hotspot is. And so the hotspot is like, I can give you LTE or a little 4G. Hello, Southern Sweets. But I can't do a little faster than that. You understand what I mean? So the slowing down and making the shift means you're going to have to rethink that. The basic plan may not work anymore. And on a mobile device, and you're here and there. Ariana, how you doing? Good to hear from you.
Oh, we would love to see some of your treats.
Yes, it's about that time. You still doing your
Cake.
You still doing, look, the peach cobbler, sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Oh, she's still doing them. Have you figured out your delivery system? Because you know it's Christmas and Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving and Christmas. Goodness, how is the little girl? Oh, she's not little anymore.
She should probably graduate from high school, I would think.
Hmm.
Didn't she graduate a couple years ago? Or was that junior high?
She's 20 now.
Oh my gosh, have we been on the air that long?
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations. She's about to graduate from college. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, we need to talk because I'm seriously interested in. Oh, she's in culinary school.
Majoring in culinary makes sense because her mom and her grandma are.
I mean, they cook
motorcycles, as my grandmother used to say. Yes, indeedy. If you have not experienced Ariana's cakes, you need to check out Southern Sweets. She makes some fabulous desserts, and there's her phone number. So if you connect with her.
And then Ariana, when you get an opportunity over on our Facebook page, you might want to, because she has some, I'm telling you, she has some cakes that, I mean, it looked like a basket of flowers, like real flowers, and I'm like,
really beautiful.
I was like, dang, she's got a talent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so we would just love to help you, do that.
Right.
Do that.
Yeah, because, and yeah, so if you still have your Facebook page or your Instagram, thank you. You just post it over on the page. I'll make sure that it gets out there. Because Christmas is coming, and that's another thing.
Don't forget to follow us. Click the bell.
Yep. Click the bell and follow. She's on Periscope right now. So
she's over there on Periscope. Oh my goodness.
So this is what I would like to say too. If you're going to she slowed down and made the shift. She was here in Sacramento for a very long time, and that's how we got to know her and her treats. And then she had to make a shift back to Southern California. It's okay if you have to make a shift that you wasn't planning on making to make things work. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. We want everyone to know it's okay if you had to make a shift. Terry, do you want to speak to that?
I want to say that sometimes the things that you were doing you may not be able to give them the attention that you used to give them. You may have to actually trim down what it is that you have on your plate because you've had to involuntarily add some things that could not wait. Homeschooling, working from home, different things that you may be taking care of someone who's sick. I don't know. And so there are different reasons why we have to shift. It's not just, the fact that there's this thing going on, with social distancing and things. Different things happen. And when those things happen, give yourself permission to slow down and change lanes. You can even tell your customers, look, this is on pause until this date. We're going to relaunch on this date.
Right.
And give yourself permission to just breathe and take in everything that you've had to do in addition to your normal routine. It's okay. Your customers will understand.
Okay, because they're shifting too.
Exactly.
And you know what the one constant is for them? It's you. They know they can reach out to you, Yolanda, to you, Cecilia, and everybody else who's watching right now. They can reach out to you. They know how to find you. They may not know how to find everybody else online all over the world, but they know you. And that is the advantage that we have, that we are like in the neighborhood, like the general store of the neighborhood. If I know I need to get something, if I need to get up to a particular thing, I know I could reach out to Jerry, or I can reach out to Cecilia, or I can reach out to Ariana, or someone that I know, Lakeisha, for some other things, I can reach out to Brenna because I know where they are, and that's my local store. When I'm shopping local, even though Nicole is in Chicago, I can reach out to Nicole. She's my local store for Dazzle Bands.
And Ariana, if you need help getting back on media, just give us a holler. That's what we do. that's our what do you call it? That's our lane, and we can help you navigate that.
We'll reach out to you. So what we want to do is to remind you today to slow down and make the shift. It's okay. So now, if you want to join Biz Chicks, and if you're just getting with us, we are working on some things in the background to make your experience even better. You can join Biz Chicks by texting Biz to 33777. You'll get a PDF that talks about how to run a successful business. And it's some tips and things that we have accumulated over the years. It's a great PDF. And on First Monday, that's coming up next Monday, we will have a gentleman that's going to talk to us about taxes. Okay, the tax code has changed. It's a shift. And you really need to slow down and pay attention to what's happening with taxes because of the Is it PPE?
It's the CARES Act. The CARES Act, and
I'm talking about for
the payroll thing.
Yes, because there's some stuff that's happening with the payroll thing that you need to be aware of. Because, how do you pay that money back? Do you pay it back? Is there a tax on the money? There's a whole bunch of stuff
and
going on.
Some folks have no choice, because if you work for the federal government, they are going to postpone a portion of those taxes, but you become liable for them in 2021, and you have to pay it back. So you get a little more in your paycheck right now, but you're going to be taxed.
So he's going to
take it back after the election.
So Mr. Paul Jubb is going to come in and talk to us about that kind of stuff, because we need answers on it. So on our First Monday interview feature will be with Mr. Paul Jubb of Tax Services, Inc. He is, I'm telling you, he knows tax backwards and forwards. This is his thing. Like Ariana knows sweets, this man knows taxes.
Wow.
And we need help, all of us. So that's going to be happening on First Monday. Make sure that you, and we want to start featuring some more of our Biz Chicks. So if you are interested in being featured on a First Monday, then you need to make sure that you get in contact with us. You can leave us a message over on our page in the direct messages, or on Facebook, or on YouTube. You can, I think there's a way that you can send us a message. If not, give us a call. And on our website, the number's there on the website, bizchicks.net. And Periscope is the same thing. You can give us a message in our direct message off of Twitter at bizchicksnet. We're on Twitter. We just want to say thank you for tuning in. Look forward to some changes that we have shifted into, but they're all to better you, to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run, and to take the hassle out of your hustle. That is what we are here to do. And just watch the shift. That's our for today.
And remember to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow with Terry Johnson online everywhere, talking social media with the Biz Chicks. Bye-bye.